welcome. So today we're going to be asking the question, is St. Pete Beach a good place to live? So stay tuned. We're going to cover 5 pros and 5 cons of island living here in St. Pete Beach, Florida. Hi, I'm Tracy Forth, Fancy Lady of Real Estate. I'm your local realtor here in St. Pete Beach, Florida. I'm also a resident. So if this is your first time to the channel, I hope you'll go ahead and subscribe down below. And also click that bell that's right next to it and you'll be notified of future content when it's posted. So as promised, this video is going to address, is St. Pete Beach a good place to live? And so we're going to cover 5 pros and 5 cons. And the first one is kind of a given, right? St. Pete Beach. It's beautiful here. You've got the sun, you've got the beach, palm trees, dolphins, manatees in the bay, in the water everywhere. The vegetation, right? You've got the plumeria trees, the hibiscus plants. I mean, it's gorgeous. You can't get enough of it. And don't even get me started about the sunsets and the sunrises. So what could possibly be the cons? Well, we did mention there was a lot of sun. It does get hot. And, okay, maybe a little humid. So, yeah, once in a while my hair goes poof, and it's like that large. But you learn to deal with it. And because it feels like you're on vacation all the time, you feel like it's kind of like ready for happy hour at noon sometimes. So, and there's only so many times you can actually say, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, before your friends kind of draw the line and say, you already used that one. Pro number 2, there's always something to do here in St. Pete Beach. If you're living the active lifestyle, there's walking, there's running, there's biking, that sunshine, you're able to get out there and do all sorts of outdoor activities. Go to the beach, go to the Pinellas Trail. The start of the Pinellas Trail is in St. Petersburg. It's just a hop and a skip from St. Pete Beach, and it goes all the way up to Tarpon Springs, like a 45-mile stretch. That'll tire you out. There's golfing. Over 1,250 golf courses in Florida alone, and a handful of really good ones are in St. Petersburg, right next to St. Pete Beach, right? And one of the great ones is at Isla del Sol, a condo community. And I highly recommend that one. I actually lived there for a time. I'm not a huge golfer, my husband is, but I tell you, I spent so much more time out on that balcony watching the golfers on the green than I ever thought I would. You like to stand up paddleboard, you like to boat. There are actually communities on the Intracoastal where you can dock your boat, and the fees are much lower than they would be at a marina. You could pay upwards of $600 a month for a slip at a marina, but these communities offer a much discounted rate to store your boat there, like in some cases right around $100 a month, I'd say. Along with that, some cons. Okay, so I can't think of a lot other than going back to the con number 1, which means it's hot, right? It's hot and it's humid. So a lot of those are outdoor activities. You want to get outside, enjoy the sunshine, but it is very hot. So it helps to have a pool or a community with a pool or to head to the beach. So if you're going to be outside, make sure you've got a cold drink or a large body of water that you can immerse yourself in. Okay, pro number 3. For families out there, this might be the one you're waiting for. How are the schools in St. Pete Beach? Well, we've got some great schools here. Some of the best in Pinellas. We're talking St. Pete Collegiate High School, Pasadena Fundamental Elementary School, James B. Sanderlin, PK through 8. All great schools. Check them out. The con would be some of them, if they're charter schools, you may need to provide transportation for your kid. Another con would be some of the best schools may have waiting lists. There might be a lottery. So those are things to check out. I will say my child, I've got two girls, 19 and 15, and the youngest just finished her 9th grade year at Boca Ciega High School, and she did great. She loved it, and they've got a wonderful dual enrollment program, and she just blossomed. I can't tell you how nervous I was about her starting school, her 9th grade year in high school. The first one didn't quite like it, but man, my youngest, she loved Boca Ciega and did fantastic. Moving on to number 4 pro, St. Pete Beach. It's just, you're on island time. You're island living here in St. Pete Beach. So it's very chill, very laid back. You've got that, you know, old world Florida feel here for sure. You might have the nice new mansion like right next door to a 1-story 1920s little bungalow. And you've got the pinks and the blues and all that comes with that Florida, old world Florida vibe. Most of the residents here, they own their homes, and so you've got a lot of long-term folks living here. And there's a lot of local hangs. Small beach town. You've got Swigwam, and you've got the Blue Parrot, and you've got one of my favorite restaurants, Snappers, and you've got 1200 Chop, some of my very favorites. I love Rumfish Grill too at the Trade Winds. And those are all great foodie type places to hang, and you'll see a lot of the locals going there because, hey, we know where to go. So I guess now you do too. If I had to list one con of the whole island living thing, and that would be, you know, Golf Boulevard, Blind Pass Road, and the speed limit, I don't know, what is it, 30, 35? Yeah, it's a little slow going. But the good thing is, there's generally not a lot of traffic on that road. Not like there is if you went further up the island up towards Clearwater Beach. Clearwater traffic there. Yes, Clearwater is the #1 beach in the US. I think they said that, though I can't imagine that includes Hawaii. Number 5 pro is, it can be a con too, is the cost of living, right? The cost of a home here. So you can actually get a condo in the 100s. It might not be a very large condo, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, maybe 700-ish square feet. So pretty small, but you can get a condo here in St. Pete Beach for in the hundreds. The average cost of a single family home is gonna be more towards that 400 range, and it just kind of shoots up from there, right? Depending upon you're okay living inland, you wanna live on the beach, you wanna live on the intercoastal. You know, for those that are trying to mind their dollars and cents and still want that water view, I really try to put in their heads, you know, intercoastal living doesn't suck. It's pretty nice, yeah. So hanging out in the back and watching the boat parade go by, watching the dolphins, the manatees, the sea turtles, getting out there with your paddleboard or your kayak, having a dock, it's amazing. And it's quiet, it's like your private oasis back there. But a lot of folks, they just can't get away from the sand. They want to be on the beach, and you're gonna pay significantly more for the sand than you will the intercoastal. Oh, and I have to add that even though the cost of St. Pete Beach living is maybe a little higher than the national average, right? That 400s for a single family home, it's also in the top 10% of the nation's real estate for appreciation. Yes, so buy that beach place. Other areas just up the island in Treasure Island, Madeira, Reddington Shores, Indian Rocks Beach, Clearwater, all of those have comparably priced areas. St. Petersburg, South Pasadena, just across the bridge into the mainland, you're gonna find homes for significantly less than living on the island. So the con to that would be flood insurance. Let's just say that. So you get your house, you move in, you got a great deal on a 1950 house, right? Single level, in a flood zone. So flood insurance can be kind of hard to swallow sometimes. Those costs can get pretty heavy. But there are other areas, just like I said, across the way. South Pasadena, St. Petersburg. If you know, in Gulfport, love Gulfport. It's like a little mini Key West, and it's just across the bridge into the mainland. And guess what? No flood insurance necessary. So what do you think? Is St. Pete Beach right for you? Is it a good place to live? I'm Tracy Forth, Fancy Lady of Real Estate here in St. Pete Beach, and I'm so glad you checked in. I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and click that bell to see future videos posted and learn more about St. Pete Beach. And I would love to hear from you. So definitely reach out if I can do anything for you, your friends, your family that might be visiting or looking to move here to St. Pete Beach in the near future.